How does the NFL draft shape fantasy football teams? Have you ever wondered how the NFL draft can completely change the landscape of fantasy football? The NFL draft plays a significant role in shaping fantasy teams by introducing fresh talent, especially rookies, who can make an immediate impact or develop into long-term assets. Fantasy managers pay close attention to draft outcomes to spot rookies with high potential and to see how new players affect the roles of existing ones. At its core, the draft refreshes the player pool, particularly at key positions like running back, wide receiver, and quarterback. Rookies chosen in the early rounds are often expected to contribute right away, making them prime targets in rookie drafts or startup dynasty leagues. However, not every drafted player will provide immediate fantasy value. Some may have limited roles or face competition from established veterans. The draft shapes fantasy teams in several ways. First, it determines opportunity and usage. When a team selects a highly regarded running back, that player might take over the primary workload, which can reduce the touches for current players. On the flip side, if a team drafts multiple pass-catching players, it could spread targets more evenly, which may lower the fantasy potential for individual players. Next, the quality of a team's offense is vital. If a drafted player improves the efficiency or scoring ability of an offense, it can boost the fantasy output of everyone on that team. Conversely, rookies joining struggling offenses may find it harder to score, which can hurt their fantasy value. In keeper and dynasty leagues, the draft's influence is even more pronounced. Managers need to assess rookies not just for immediate impact, but also for their long-term potential. This means balancing risk and reward based on where players are drafted and the context of their new team. The draft also affects fantasy draft strategies. After the NFL draft, fantasy managers often adjust their strategies based on the outcomes. For instance, a rookie quarterback joining a team with a strong offensive line and talented players may be prioritized over a veteran with less upside. Rookies with clear paths to starting roles become more appealing. Another important aspect is how player rankings and average draft positions shift after the NFL draft. Fantasy analysts update their rankings and average draft positions based on new information about rookies and team dynamics. This can significantly influence decisions on draft day and trade values. For practical applications, fantasy managers should monitor which rookies are likely to have immediate roles versus those who may need time to develop. It is also essential to evaluate how a rookie's arrival impacts the workload and scoring opportunities of veterans. Considering the offensive environment a rookie enters is crucial, as teams with strong offenses typically generate more fantasy points. Staying updated on post-draft depth charts and training camp reports can help refine player valuations. In summary, the NFL draft reshapes fantasy football teams by introducing new talent, altering team dynamics, and influencing player opportunities and values. Successful fantasy managers utilize this draft information to make informed decisions about which players to draft, keep, or trade, optimizing their rosters for both immediate and future success.